with week 15 check-in, and I'm just trying to wrap up some projects that I've been working on this semester, because when the new semester begins, I hope to be working on some new projects then. So one thing that I did over the last few weeks, um, was went around to uh, workers that were participating in different committees. And there were 14 different committees in all, and these committees stemmed from a leadership meeting that the staff had, I don't know, a year and a half ago or something like that. And they each selected these work groups or committees that they wanted to participate in. And it was all about, things that they were passionate about, things that they felt that they wanted to make changes within their work environment, some things that could make their work more efficient, some things that could increase the overall morale of staff, um, different things like that. And there were 14 different work groups. I went around to all of them. I had different levels of where they were all at um, with their goals and the projects that they were working on and the goals of their groups. And all of these groups were supposed to have started their actual implementation of ideas towards their goals back in this last January 2014. So it's interesting that they were all at different um, levels. Um, there were 5 actually that just never really hit the ground running, never really got anywhere, basically have disbanded. And there were a couple different reasons why the staff, even though they felt that, their ideas of the goals were great, they were really looking forward to making some of these changes. They felt it could really kind of help their jobs. But they just didn't feel like they had the time. So a lot of them said, listen, it's a great idea. I just don't have the time at all to do it. Maybe one day. Another reason was they just, they some of the committee members were willing to do it. Well, maybe 1 or 2, but they felt like a lot of other people just dropped out, and they didn't want to take the lead on it. They were willing to help, do whatever it took, but they didn't want to be the lead in that project or that goal. There were a couple committees that that were, have been working on their goals throughout the year, and kind of feel like they're working on it, they're plugging along, things are kind of where they're supposed to be. They're doing well. There were a few committees that were doing their goals, working towards their goals, and felt like they were now just really gaining speed with those things. So those committees all kind of talked about how it was at the beginning when they started this, it was really slow going, and a lot of times they wanted to just give up because they felt like they didn't have the buy-in from the other staff, and lacked motivation. But they just kept plugging along, and now those committees are really gaining speed, and they really feel kind of remotivated and refreshed with that. They feel like things are going really well. And then there are some committees that, kind of started off, but now they're just kind of hit a brick wall and at a standstill. And they kind of relayed, they felt like they were waiting on somebody else to, approve something or give them permission to do different things. And a lot of that was with upper management. But they couldn't be very clear on where that process was. Who did they leave it with management? And then there was one group that just disbanded, or they said they were done. Said they finished their goal. It was great. When I asked to get more information about it, the project they worked on, they did it as a group and then just kind of put it out there, gave it to a manager, and just kind of left it at that. And it hasn't really been implemented. So they put everything together, but nothing's been followed through with after that. So my question for you all is, you know, what would you all do to, because my role isn't to go in and take over these things for them. It's just to kind of support them, motivate them, encourage them. You know, given that all these different committees are at various levels of how they are doing now, what are different things that you might say or do that would help support them or motivate them? And I hope you guys all have a great week. Thanks.